Arrival was released in 2016 to critical acclaim, and it's easy to see why. A story wrought in mystery and hints of ambiguity, woven to galvanize and incite us to lean in closer and willingly stand upon the threshold between awe and danger of the unknown. Denis Villeneuve's first step into the realm of science fiction has since taken us to the neon-lit cityscape of 2049 and soon to worlds beyond our own. But let's take a step back to the aforementioned Arrival, a movie that has garnered its share of comprehensive video analysis, of which I'll leave to the more qualified. Instead, I want to focus on a specific scene, one that has always stuck out to me. Welcome to Sidebar, a show where we take a brief dip into the worlds of film, pose a question, and do our best to find a satisfying answer. I'm Felipe, and today I will take us to Arrival's montage scene. "52 minutes 25 seconds. That is when you'll find the montage. Spanning a runtime of 3 minutes and 31 seconds, it strikes me as odd to include what is seen as a cliché editing technique to what is clearly not the type of film you would ordinarily expect to see one. But let me get off my 2-foot high horse here and admit that before we can try and understand the choice here, we must first understand what a montage is. If we go down the artsy aisle, we'll see something called the Soviet montage theory. And while I won't pretend to be able to fully articulate an explanation of the methods of montage, I can briefly introduce that they come in 5 different flavors: metric, rhythmic, tonal, overtonal, and intellectual. And each employs a different method upon which to invoke emotions in the viewer through the use of heavy editing and interlacing of shots. So, if I got that wrong in any way, I do apologize, but for our purposes, this definition does not apply. Arrival's montage is more akin to the one popularized in Hollywood cinema, as a technique to condense information in time using a series of quickly edited shots. Think classic 80s montage, and we've hit the nail on the head. These can often be found in lighthearted comedies or sport films, as a way to fast-track the training or hard work required for our dear protagonists to face their final ordeal. In Arrival's case, the montage is used to fast-track the team's progress in understanding their alien visitors' language. Headed by Lewis and Ian, the montage-edited shots show our 2 protagonists interacting with the heptapods, but it also includes a voiceover narrated by Jeremy Renner, who plays the physicist Ian Connolly. Through this voiceover, we get additional information regarding what they've discovered, but crucially, it also deepens the mystery of the heptapods. Let's go back to that in a little, because first I want to compare and contrast this montage with others like it. First, at its barest of bones, Arrival's montage simply allows the film to compress an undisclosed passage of time in a matter of minutes. Okay, no different from your typical sports film affair. It also falls under the training hard, or in this case, working hard, motto that your standard Hollywood montage will convey. Second, the voiceover shares similarities to the one you'll see in your heist or criminal drama, a visible but elegant way of handling exposition, particularly when dealing with subject matters that have several moving pieces. Criminal organizations are complex, so the movie has to find a way to paint you a picture of its hierarchy in an efficient manner, or risk bloating what are typically already long films. 3, and this is more of a stretch, but if you'll humor me, another key element of a classic montage is the music. It's generally upbeat and oftentimes a very identifiable piece of music in the film. It's also very digestible. In other words, safe. Okay. Well, I would argue that theme playing through this section just so happens to be one of the more identifiable songs from Arrival's soundtrack. But is it lighthearted and upbeat? Well, so far these similarities have only been surface level, so why don't we peel the onion? Taking an immediate U-turn, let's have another look at that musical theme playing throughout the montage. Heptapod B, as it's called. is a rather interesting composition. It's rhythmic, conveying a sense of urgency and anxiety that one may feel while confronting the unknown. Layers of heavily edited voices repeat over and over. Their sounds are both alien yet human, riding that line of ambiguity. In one word, it's organic. The very puzzle that confronts our protagonist is conveyed in this short composition that now plays through your speakers and pulls you into their shoes. I could go on, but if you're curious to know more about this piece, I highly suggest you check out Song Exploder episode 89, which has the late Johan Johansson break down his own piece of music. To summarize this point, while Heptapod B is iconic and identifiable, it doesn't contain your typical montage traits. Continuing our backtrack, let's revisit that voiceover. You know, the one that previously mentioned crucially deepened the mystery. If it's not already apparent, while the voiceover does convey bits of information regarding the heptapod's language, like any good scientific discovery, it opens up more doors than it closes. We still don't know where the heptapods come from, why they chose the locations that they did, and what their intentions are. But perhaps the most important bit of information we do get is that the language of the heptapods is non-linear in time. Essentially, in writing the question you inherently already know the answer. You know your own fate. Well, assuming you've seen the movie, you're privy to the fact that this is the key detail behind the twist at the end. And now, we're back at our original comparison. That this montage shows the passage of time as Lewis and Ian work together to unravel the mystery. And yes, at its core, that's exactly what it's intending to do. Villeneuve is doing so for the purpose of pacing, but not all edits are created equal, and the team behind this film have found a clever way of garnishing this often parodied edited technique with mystery, intrigue, and the hidden puzzle piece that reveals all. Quite simply, it's well done. Thank you for sticking around to the end. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're new to this realm of YouTube, so every little bit counts. This was Alpaca Thunder Production. I'm Felipe, and peace out.